Welcome everybody from around the world to Christie's evening sale of 20th century art. I'm Mark Porter. I'm chairman of Christie's Americas and delighted to see all of you and know that my colleagues in London and in Hong Kong are joining us in bidding here in New York. We've learned a lot from the one sale that we held in July, and we're here today to build on that and look to the future. You'll notice, of course, that we've changed our calendar to hold our big sale in October. We know that your attention will be with the elections in November, and we'd like your full attention tonight. It may look like we're right next to each other, but in fact, we're very socially distant. One of my panelists is actually in London tonight, and the other is about 100 yards away here in Rockefeller Center. I have two great guests with great insight in the art market tonight. The first is Melanie Gerlis. Welcome, Melanie. She is the art market columnist for the Financial Times and editor-at-large for the art newspaper. She was previously art market editor at the art newspaper for 9 years and has been reporting on auctions, art fairs, and market news globally since 2006. Her book, Art as an Investment, was published in 2014. I'm also joined down the hall by Jeffrey Dyche. Jeffrey's been involved with modern and contemporary art for nearly 50 years as a writer, artist, curator, dealer, and advisor. He opened his first gallery in 1972 and has been a pioneer in the art market ever since. Jeffrey has tremendous insight and experience on the auction market, having been such an active dealer and advisor for so many years. His book, Unrealism, A New Figurative Painting, was published in 2019. Jeffrey, welcome to the Christie sale room. I think it goes without saying that this is not the traditional sale room that we've all grown to expect. How have you seen the auction room evolve since your arrival in it in the 80s until now?
Mark, thank you so much for inviting me to join this conversation, and Melanie, very exciting to join you virtually. Back in the 1980s and into the 1990s, those of us who were there remember that the Christie's auctions were the greatest shows on earth. Many of the major collectors were actually in the room, and it was very exciting to watch the bidding. But gradually, more and more of the bidding was on the telephone. A 5-minute competition between two phones became boring to watch. So something needed to be done to enliven the auction room. I was amazed to learn that 100,000 people were online watching the one sale in July. Today's art audience is so much larger than the 1,000 people who can fit into the auction room. So what's happened is that the constraints of the pandemic have accelerated the process of bringing new technology to the auction process. And I look forward to the next stage where we can watch actual bidders participating in the auction from their homes.
Melanie, through your conversations with dealers, auction house leadership, collectors, where are you seeing new ideas and innovation?
Thank you, Mark, and it's amazing to be here in this brave new world. Thank you. I agree with Jeffrey that a lot needed to happen. I think we have to remember the reality is that auction is naturally much more suited to this live stream theatre to TV experience than, say, an art exhibition or an art fair. You get to watch a trading floor in action, which is pretty exciting. The rest of the art market right now seems to be doing what it used to do, but online, and I'm not sure that's enough to sustain us all forever. But at least galleries are harnessing the digital rather than neglecting it. And there have been some good new ideas around. There's a real spirit of collaboration between the galleries, between the auction houses and the galleries. You guys are hosting the 154 Art Fair online and in King Street at the moment. But it is, I think, very, very difficult to replicate seeing art, the crowd around art. So the seeing, walking, talking, socializing at a fair or at other events is missing. Although during one of the earlier virtual auctions, I noticed that we journalists were all on Twitter chatting to each other and gossiping in much the same way as we would in the press pen at Christie's. So there is information exchanging. It's just a lot more public.
Yes, the chance encounters that we so much enjoy in the auction viewing, where you might encounter a great art historian talking, giving you insights about a painting. Well, we miss that, but these are replaced by many conversations on Zoom and the telephone. So collectors are engaged and are talking prior to the sale.
Can I chime in? Sorry, I'm a journalist. I can't help but ask a question. But can I ask both of you, how are collectors reacting to not seeing the art?
Well, Mark told me about an exciting innovation that I thought was very, very interesting. And this is the opportunity for collectors to order a full-scale digital printout of the work of art sent to them. They can hang it on their wall and contemplate the artwork for a few days prior to the auction.
Yes, I think that's right. We are still, of course, sending objects on tour. We've had tours this season in Hong Kong and in London. And I checked just before tonight on the statistics from the one sale and discovered that 50% of the works were bid on or bought by people who'd never seen the works of art. So the increase in digital technology and the attention we're paying to that is making a big difference. For the digitally savvy, we've been implementing new augmented reality technology. For example, on your cell phone, you can choose to have the artworks virtually displayed on your walls. But I do think it comes back to the art. And for that, I'd like to discuss some of the highlights from tonight's sale. I know that Melanie had perhaps a favorite in the sale, which was the Cezanne, and was wondering if you might comment on that.
I do, thank you, Marcus. I have a soft spot for this gorgeous watercolor by Cezanne, partly because it was on view in London and it was one of the first things I saw in lockdown. So yes, seeing art is very important. But it's also, I mean, it's a beautiful painting with everything you would want in a Cezanne, but it also has the most amazing history. It was lent to the first loan exhibition at MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art in New York, in 1928. It was then bought by Edsel Ford, who was the son of Henry Ford, in 1933, and it hasn't been on the market since. Its sister painting is in the Getty, so it's a beautiful painting.
I continue to be amazed by the contrast between the fluidity of the watercolor and the solidity of the composition.
The Cezanne is the great starting point in this discussion, as it was painted at the opening of the 20th century. What we'll see tonight is that this sale brings together art and artists that span across the entirety of the century. Jeffrey, what specific cross-generational juxtapositions most jump out to you?
In regard to figurative painting, I love the juxtaposition of Picasso, de Kooning, and Cecily Brown, 3 generations of remarkable artists. So the sale includes one of the great Dora Maar paintings. It's a painting that I'm familiar with. A collector who I worked with for many years had this work in his collection. The psychological intensity of the work is amazing, and the form parallels this intense psychological analysis. Even the chair has personality. And we move to de Kooning, who of course studied Picasso, and perhaps no other artist combined figuration and abstraction so effectively in one canvas. And then the cross-category auction gives us the opportunity to also look at a wonderful work by Cecily Brown, an artist who I had the pleasure of showing in my gallery. She's a great talent, and you you see how she has studied Picasso, de Kooning, also Pollock, that's all over composition, and has, like de Kooning, found a fresh way to fuse figuration and abstraction.
And I do think also adding, because you've got the 21st century, it does enable us to have more women in the sale. I mean, there are four female artists out of 58, so it's not a great statistic from the sound of it. But compared to your average 20th century evening sale, it's definitely on the way up. It also helps you to look back at 20th century works. So you've got Joan Mitchell, 1958 to 59, and her market has very much been reviving the past 5 years or so. And I'm glad to see the Via Selman's very, very early ocean drawing, which is lovely.
And Jeffrey, I'm wondering if you also see a juxtaposition focusing on abstract painting.
Yes, so for me, one of the great opportunities in this auction is to see 3 generations of the finest abstract painters. So Jackson Pollock, Cy Twombly, and one of my favorites of the younger generation, Mark Bradford. This Jackson Pollock painting is extraordinary. So it's 1946. It is on the brink of Pollock's great accomplishment. You see the influence of Picasso, European surrealism, and is just about to show the great American abstract expressionist vision. For me, these works that are on the edge, on the brink of achievement, are often more interesting than the fully realized works. This is a great opportunity for a private collector to have a very, very rare painting by arguably the greatest American artist of the 20th century. After the Pollock, we look at this wonderful Cy Twombly Bocena, and it's probably the most spectacular work in the whole auction. It's phenomenal in person. And we saw how Pollock took some of the European influence and brought it into the American spirit. I love the way Twombly combines a European and an American sensibility, and he reaches back to the ancient Mediterranean world. His work has been so influential on the next generation, and we have the opportunity to look at an outstanding Mark Bradford painting. Now, Mark Bradford follows the abstract tradition, but he adds something very important to it. He has opened it up. He's often referred to as a social abstractionist. So it's very personal. It's a lot of commentary on the abstract artists who came before him, but there's also very strong connection with his world, with contemporary Los Angeles. You can get a lot of insights from art and about life from a great work like this by Mark Bradford.
Jeffrey, a large part of our goal in putting together a relatively small but extremely prime sale like this was an effort to help reshuffle the art historical canon and give prominence in a sale like this to some artists who may not have been granted such prominence in the past. Would you mind talking about a few of those artists who are appearing in the major sales this season, and that is a large change from their prior market history?
The early works of Rene Magritte have for a long time been undervalued and underappreciated relative to his iconic works from the 1950s and 60s. Well, I love this painting. I advised the current owner to buy it in an auction some years ago. Now, looking at this painting from a contemporary point of view, knowing the work of artists like John Curran, so younger artists have shaped our vision, making a work that looked historical now look very, very contemporary. I can see this easily hanging next to a John Curran painting. Tamara de Lempicka is another very interesting case. I've always loved her work, and years ago, you had to go to Art Deco dealers to see her work. Her work was generally auctioned in decorative art sales, not even fine art sales, let alone evening sales. But taste changed, and it was very interesting to learn that Madonna was an enthusiastic collector of Tamara de Lempicka. Back in the 1990s, I paid the record price for a Tamara de Lempicka work. They've gone way, way beyond that now. It's so interesting to see an artist who was totally excluded from the canon now perhaps being part of central art historical narrative. Not hanging in the Museum of Modern Art yet, but it might happen.
I would like to end the section on the works of art in the sale with the Rothko from 1967, one of my absolutely favorite artists, and perhaps the artist that opened my eyes as a child to the power of abstraction and the beauty and joy of these paintings. This rare example, of course, majestically hanging downstairs, and reminding us of the Great Commission that Rothko began for the Four Seasons restaurant in New York, but unfortunately the public never got to see those. Last but not least, in terms of the sale, we have Stan, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Jeffrey, I know you had a memorable reaction to seeing it the first time.
Yes, when I first saw this, I walked in, I asked, is this a sculpture by Maurizio Cattelan? No, in fact, this is the real thing. It actually is a T.rex fossil.
It is certainly attracting attention. I mean, I haven't seen it because I can't be in New York, but I know that the collector, Stephen Schwartzman, has said that the T-Rex is an extraordinary item and that he described it as something of this quality should sit in the entrance hall of one of the greatest museums of natural history. So it is definitely getting attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to talk about another important topic that has been a subject of discussion in the broader culture a lot, and that is deaccessioning by museums. There are strong feelings on all sides of this issue, and I was wondering, Melanie, what your thoughts are on the subject.
Yeah, I mean, there are some works in the sale this evening that are leaving some very good homes for various reasons, and I understand that the AAMD has relaxed its position on some of these sales, but I do think it's really important that we continue to debate it. I think it should have a potential reputational risk for the museums and other institutions because, you know, I think of it like divorce. It's not a decision to be taken lightly, but it is different for every individual work, right?
It's fascinating to look at the history of the Museum of Modern Art in New York. So the collection has continuously been refined. So there have been many deaccessions from the collection of the Museum of Modern Art. The deaccessions have been done with great care and with astute insight, and the deaccessioning has gone into great acquisitions. So my take on this is that deaccessioning has to be analyzed carefully. It's not inherently wrong, but it is essential that it's done right, that that mistakes are not made.
And I would say that it seems to be the case that over the long term, and by that I mean generationally, almost all great works of art do end up in public collections. But I am fully committed to an ongoing discussion of the deaccessioning process, which has of course become intertwined and very much part of the larger equity discussion that is occurring in the United States and throughout the world. So we will look forward to that. I'd like to turn to something relatively basic and logistical, but perhaps also about how our social, in our human interaction, social lives are scheduled and organized. The art calendar has traditionally hinged on predetermined auction weeks when collectors from around the world would gather together in New York or in London or in San Francisco or in Hong Kong. And I'm wondering if there is a happy medium between the tradition that we've been used to for decades and all of the innovations that are coming that allow people to do much more of this from the city they live in. Perhaps Jeffrey, you could take this question on first.
Well, for years, I've always looked forward to the New York auction weeks in November and May. And our friends come from all over the world, and it's not just the auctions. The great gallery exhibitions open those weeks. Museum shows are timed to this calendar. So I think this will return. Everybody looks forward to these gatherings. But the art world is so much more global. And now the big art fair week in Shanghai is the same week as the November auctions in New York City. So we have to make adjustments to accommodate this vastly expanded art world. And I think an expanded calendar with more focused, curated exhibitions will keep people's interest and will make the art calendar much more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Jeffrey. I'm here in London, and it's Frieze Week, and we don't have any art fairs. Well, we don't have the Frieze art fairs, so it's very, very strange. But it's a period of chaos, and I think the advantage of that is anything goes. So you can have a 20th century evening sale that starts with a Damien Hirst Venice work and ends with a dinosaur. It's blurred, but hopefully there is an opportunity to find the best stuff and sell them the best ways. And I guess if you sell $300 million worth of art tonight, this sale will stay in the calendar.
It turns out that we have a few more minutes to talk about some other issues that we haven't actually practiced at all and haven't spoken about before. And I was wondering if I could start with a question for Melanie, which is about your observation on the culture at large. You've been locked down in London, I guess, for much of this time, or chose another place to be. What are the most optimistic things that you found at the end of at this moment in this time, and the most difficult things? And I'm thinking about the broader art and cultural sphere, not just the art market per se, but this whole ecosystem of artists, gallerists, collectors, auction houses, art fairs. It's been a challenging time for us, some good, some bad. And I was wondering if you had a particular thought about that. And Jeffrey, when Melanie's done, I might ask you to give some words on the same subject.
It's definitely challenging. I mean, we can't escape that. There have been some positives. I think broadly, one thing I find very positive is how much we all really, really want to see art, because you don't know. We could have just sat back on our computers and thought, actually, this is fine. So I think actually the value of seeing art in the flesh has arguably gone up. At the same time, not jumping on aeroplanes just to see one piece of work or go to one fair or give one talk. It's way better for the environment and it's a lot better for my personal health. So I think that's great. Jeffrey alluded to it before. Where it's so global, everyone trying to be everywhere at the same time. It's quite nice not having to do that. Would you agree?
Yes, so much more time to accomplish things if I avoid waiting in airport lounges. So I've been very impressed by the sense of community and collaboration that's emerged during this challenging time. So in Los Angeles, I'm part of a group that began an art gallery association. And there hadn't been an art gallery association in Los Angeles for decades. And we also began a shared online platform with editorial content, works for sale. So the gallerists are all talking to each other. We have bi-weekly Zoom meetings. And I'm having so much contact with collectors. Had a 1-hour Zoom meeting with a collector yesterday. Before we only had small talk conversations. And so I think this is typical, that people are embracing the community, their relationships. And also I've been visiting artists in their studios. Some artists have been having a tough time reacting to all the challenges, haven't been able to do much work, but others have been on fire, have created extraordinary works during this period. So I'm happy to see that many people have faced the challenges and the adversity in a very positive way. And the results have been very, very interesting.
Well, thank you. I will say my job before working in an auction house many decades ago was working at the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs. And we wrote a study about the economic impact of the arts in New York. And this was the impact of the arts, profit and not-for-profit. And after the financial industry, the arts are the most important engine of the economy in New York City. And one thing that I vow to do is work very hard in the future to make sure that we can have a culture-wide organization that can work together in a time of crisis, because we found that there was almost no way of networking with our counterparts across the cultural spectrum. So that's one of the vows that I've made coming out of this crisis, and hope to work with many of you out there in the audience who are part of the overall cultural community. This was such a great discussion, and we could keep it going for another hour. Thank you, Melanie and Jeffrey. Now we are going to go live from our sale room in New York downstairs with Bonnie Brennan and Richard Lloyd. I thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope that you come back for a future Zoom or other conversation in the future. We welcome you to our exhibitions, which are continuing. They are by appointment only, but we are making every effort to make them as delightful and enjoyable and safe as possible. And we will continue to innovate and be agile, improve our technology, and try to compensate in some small way for our loss of being together in our community of people who are all interested in works of art. So with that, thank you again, and over to our sale room.
the energy.
You have no idea what's actually going to happen.
It's something that is unique that people can't get their hands on. That's what excites me. That's what the moments create. There is a backstage part that people don't see.
There's really nothing like the drama and emotional pitch of an auction.
Because we could no longer have an audience in our rooms, the format is radically changing.
We're breaking the concept of the auction.
We have ways that people can really feel immersed in the experience, and they can really feel like they're part of the show.
Being able to look at what we do in a new way, to innovate, and being able to take auction further into the future.
The 6 months of hard work, of research, of photography.
The sale will be seen across the world live from New York.
Everybody can see it in the same way, from the best seat in the house. Has changed everything.
This excitement, which is usually experienced in the room, is going to be transformed and enhanced in a much greater way and brought into the viewers' homes.
Greatest works of art,
Energy.
It's a masterpiece.
Visionary.
Drama.
future.
Live from New York, connected to the world.
Good evening and welcome to Christie's. I'm Richard Lloyd and I'm with my colleague Bonnie Brennan, and we'll be your hosts tonight here at Rockefeller Center.
Hello everyone. This promises to be quite an evening. Not only do we have some spectacular works of art, but we're presenting them in a very innovative way. Using cutting-edge technology, for the first time we are able to give you, the viewer, a ringside seat. Tonight we're really taking the live theater of auction into the future.
Yes, indeed. Evening sales at Christie's have always been the pinnacle of the auction season, with titanic battles for amazing objects. But until tonight, you actually had to be in the room to experience it. But now, with technology that's new to the auction room, we can share this experience with bidders and viewers across the world. And it's not just on Christie's.com, but on Facebook, WeChat, and YouTube. And there are live updates on Instagram and Twitter.
Obviously, all this requires a team of professionals and a great deal of technology to bring you this experience. I think we can take a quick peek behind the scenes to see some of those who've been working so hard to bring you tonight's sale. There they are. Give us a wave. We also have our jewelry team to thank tonight for the jewels you'll see on our colleagues. These are just some of the highlights of our upcoming December Magnificent Jewelry Sale.
Now, a lot of this high-tech wizardry has been in development for some time. We've been at the forefront of auction technology for over 2 decades now, but we've accelerated its application in response to the current situation. Now, usually we'd be offering treasures from the last century and a half, but tonight it's just a little different.
It certainly is. In fact, this evening's selection stretches back not just centuries, but millennia. We really hope that you'll stay with us for the last lot of tonight's sale, which is from 67 million years ago. That's Stan, the fearsome T.rex.
I think his presence backstage is really adding a frisson of excitement.
And now, to get the bidding started, we want to welcome our auctioneer, Christie's Global Head of Private Sales, Adrian Meyer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our 20th century evening sale at Christie's. We are at Rockefeller Center and delighted to have you with us tonight. Good evening to all of you joining us from Europe, and good morning to you in Asia. This sale will include exceptional property from the Everson Museum of Art, the Edsel Eleanor Ford House, the collection of Harris Whittemore, the Irma and Norman Bremen Art Foundation, the Springfield Museums, the collection of Richard and Billy Lou Wood, and last but not least, the great stand from South Dakota. In addition to those lots marked in the catalog with the relevant symbols, each of lot 33 and 36 has a guarantee fully or partially financed by a third party who may be bidding on the lot and may receive a financing fee from Christie's. Lot 59, Stan, will be offered without reserve. Each lot 15, 19, 35, and 48 have been withdrawn from the sale. Before we begin, please remember that the purchase price payable is the sum of the final bid plus the buyer's premium and all applicable sales or use taxes. Bidders should note that the auctioneer may open the bidding on any lot below the reserve by placing a bid on behalf of the seller. I, as the auctioneer, may continue to bid on behalf of the seller up to the amount of the reserve, either by placing consecutive bids or by placing bids in response to other bidders. Information regarding premium rates and conditions of sale are available on Christie's.com. Good luck to our bidders who will be participating on Christie's Live, but also on the phone through our Christie's teams located right now in Hong Kong, London, and New York. May the 20th century evening sale begin. With lot number 1, Damien Hirst's Mickey from the famous Found Treasures series, exhibited in Venice, which is signed and numbered. And for this Hearst, we should start here at 500,000, 550,000, 600,000. At 600,000 with Sarah Friedlander in New York, at 600,000 now. At 600,000 with Sarah Friedlander in New York, at 600,000, 650,000. At 650,000 now. At 700,000, no, it is online with a new bidder in Illinois. At 700,000 now, ahead of you, Sarah. 750,000 with Catherine Arnold in London. At 750,000 now, come back online. At 800,000 now, with Sarah Friedlander, at 800,000. At 800,000 with Sarah. 850, ahead of you, Zin. 900,000 with Zin Lee, new bidder in New York, with Zin Lee ahead of you, Catherine and Sarah. 950. At 1 million, with Catherine Arnold, back in London, at 1 million. At 1 million. 1,200,000. 1,300,000 with Elaine Holt, new bidder in Hong Kong. Welcome, Elaine, at 1,300,000. Against you, Catherine and Zin. Are you coming back at 1,300,000? 1,400,000. Back with Sarah.
That's Sarah Friedlander, our deputy chairman of Post-War,
For the Mickey,
who has the bid.
From the Found Treasures at 1,400,000. Elaine, coming back at 1,400,000.
There was a wonderful documentary to go with this. Did you see it?
I did.
Incredible.
Catherine at 1,400,000. One more. Zin at 1,400,000. I'm going to sell it at 1,400,000. 1,500,000. A new bidder with Rachel at 1,500,000 now.
Not over yet.
1,600,000. At 1,600,000. Back with Sarah. Against Rachel at 1,600,000. Against the 5 bidders now. Zin, still time if you wish, at 1,600,000. Selling to Sarah's bidder otherwise for 1,600,000. Last chance, Elaine, Catherine, 1,700,000. 1,800,000. At 1 million then, are we all through? At 1,800,000, fair warning in Illinois, online, 1,900,000. At 1,900,000, it is with Rachel, against you, Sarah, at 1,900,000. Against you, Zin, Catherine, and Elaine, and selling for $1,900,000. Sold, 1,900,000.
Thank you. 1729.
What a
Battle
great
1729.
Good start.
On to
Good
lot
start.
number 2, La Découverte du Feu. And for this beautiful gouache, we should start here at 650, 700,000. At $700,000. At 700,000 now. At 700,000. 750,000 with Michel Marcotte. At 750,000 now. At 750,000. 800,000 now. At 800,000. At 800,000 now. 850,000. Back with you, Michel. At 850,000 now. At 850, 900,000. At 900,000 now. It's ahead of you, Michel. 900. Is that a bid, Giovanna? 950,000. A new bidder with Giovanna Bertazzoni at 950. Against you, Michel. $1 million. New bidder with Edmond Francais. 1,200,000 with Giovanna Bertazzoni at 1,200,000. Would you like 1,300,000 or 1,400,000, Edmond? At 1,200,000 now.
This is such a jewel of a picture.
Bid?
1,000,003 with Anna Maria Celis back in New York, I'm afraid, at 1,000,003. At 1,000,003 with Anna Maria. Edmond, Giovanna, at 1,000,003 for the Marguerite, La Découverte du Feu. Fair warning and selling. Last chance, Edmond, at 1,300,000. Are we all through? At 1,000,003. Against you here, Cezanne, at $1,300,000 for you, Anna Maria, at 1,317.87.
All right, bye.
Lot number 3, Cicada, lot number 3. And for this 1980 work, which was first shown at Leo Castelli in 1981. And we should start here at 750, 800,000, 850,000 now, for 850, at 850,000 now, at 850,000.
1 million in Hong Kong.
$1 million. Thank you, sir.
There we
at
go.
1 million with Francis Belin in Hong Kong. At $1 million now. It is with you in Hong Kong for $1 million. At $1 million. 1,100,000 with Margot Rosenberg back in New York, Francis. Would you like 1,200,000? 1,200,000.
That's Margot Rosenberg, our Deputy Chairman and Client Advisory. Richard, I know you love the work of John's.
1,300,000.
This is incredible. In person, that plastic surface.
At 1,300,000, it is back with Margot's telephone, ahead of you in London, at
Almost looks like a
1,300,000.
stained glass panel.
Are we all through? At 1,300,000, Francis, no regrets, and selling for 1,300,000. Fair warning to the other telephones at 1,300,000. Sold, 1,300,000.
That is real beauty.
1730. Thank you, Margot. On to lot 4, the Paul Klee, 1920 beautiful work, which was last seen at the Tate in 2013. And interest you, of course, at 1,600,000, 1,700,000, at 1,700,000.
1,800,000 in London.
1,800,000, which I've at Tony at 1,800,000, 1,900,000. At 1,900,000. 2 million with Giovanna. At 2 million it is with Giovanna ahead of you, Keith. Would you like 2? At $2 million, it is with Giovanna now. 2,200,000, a new telephone with Keith Gale.
Can I have 2,250?
At 2,200,000, it is still with Keith Gale against the 5 telephones in New York. At 2,200,000. At 2,300,000 with Jesse in New York. At 2,300,000, would you like 2,400,000? 2,400,000 online with a new bidder at 2,400,000 now.
2,500,000, sir.
2,500,000. At 2,500,000 now.
This reminds me of a musical
One more online
score.
at 2,500,000. It is
rhythmic.
with Jesse Fertig at 2,500,000. At 2,500,000, Keith, Giovanna. At 2,500,000, 2,600,000. Of course, back with Keith. At 2,600,000. It is with Keith, ahead of you, Jesse. And against you all in Hong Kong at 2,600,000. At 2,600,000 for the beautiful Clay. 2,700,000 with a new telephone with Margot Rosenberg at 2,700,000. Keith,
Jordan thinking about it.
would you like 2,800,000? At
Concentration.
2,700,000. 2,800,000. 2,900,000.
It's been an important private collection for 30 years.
2,900,000. Keith, one more. It is still with Margot Rosenberg back in New York. At 2,900,000. You have to hurry you. $3 million.
Great poker face, Keith Gill.
3,100,000.
I'm out, sir.
At 3,100,000. Thank you, Keith. With Margot then. At 3,100,000 then. Fair warning to all the telephones on my right. At 3,100,000. Are we all through? 3,200,000. A new telephone with Alex Rudder.
Seems like Margot really wants this.
Yeah,
3,300,000.
she's not giving up.
At 3,300,000, thank you, Alex. With you, Margot. And selling for 3,300,000. Last chance, Keith. At 3,300,000. Sold 3,300,000.
What a treasure.
1730. Lot number 5. Lot number 5, the Jackson Pollock masterpiece, property from the Avison Museum of Art, sold to benefit acquisitions and collections care. The second drip painting ever executed by the artist, formerly owned by Peggy Guggenheim. And for this masterpiece, we should start here at $9 million, $9,500,000. At $9,500,000, $10 million with Joanna Simkoviak at $10 million now. At $10 million, it is with you here on the telephone. At $10 million. At $10 million, it is with Joanna at $10 million. Against you here for 11 million. 12 million. At $12 million now. Back with Joanna at $12 million, ahead of you in London at $12 million. At $12 million for the Pollock.
Such an amazing
Ahead
story.
of you online and in Hong Kong.
To think this was a
at
wedding gift
$12 million.
to Max Dent's son.
At 12 million it is, still with you, and selling for $12 million, fair warning in London, and on the phones here in New York, for $12 million. Are we all through? Rachel? No more. At $12 million. Sold, 12 million.
Such an important picture.
1762. Thank you, Joanna. Lot number 6. I will not paint any more boring leaves. Lot number 6, the Cecily Brown. And we should start here at $2 million, at $2,200,000, at $2,400,000 with the IC, at $2,400,000, at $2,400,000, $2,600,000 in Hong Kong with you, Evelyn, at $2,600,000, $2,800,000, at $2,800,000 now.
$3 million.
$3 million in Hong Kong. Back with you, Evelyn, at $3 million with Evelyn Lee in Hong Kong at $3 million. IC, are you coming back? At $3 million. It is with you in Hong Kong, $3,100,000 with Anna Maria Celis. At $3,100,000. Would you like 3,200,000, Evelyn? 3,200,000. A new bidder with Mahielos at 3,200,000. At 3,200,000. 3,300,000.
Such a great title. Homage to the late, great John Baltasari.
At 3,300,000. Back with Anna Maria Celis.
I will not make any more boring art.
3,300,000. Mahia. 3,400,000. At 3,400,000. 3,500,000. 2,600,000. 2,700,000. At 3,700,000. With Anna Maria, at 2,900,000. 4 million. Next would be 4,200,000, ideally, Maya. 4,100,000. 4,200,000. At 4,200,000. With an MISLS
Her market is so hot right now.
It is still with Anna Maria. Maria, one more at 4,200,000. Are we all through? At 4,200,000 then, with Anna Maria. Last chance, Maria.
1 moment, sir. 1 moment.
Oh. London coming in. Catherine Arnold.
4,200,000.
Yep.
Our co-head of post-war and contemporary art in Europe.
At 4,200,000 and selling to Anna Maria against London and Hong Kong for $4,200,000. Sold for $17,36.
All 20 of our top auction prices have been achieved in the last 3 years.
Lot number 7. Lot number 7, ladies and gentlemen, the 1953 de Kooning masterpiece from the Woman series, one of the last left in private hands. Please note that this lot has a guarantee fully or partially financed by a third party who may be bidding on the lot and may receive a financing fee from Christie's. Lot 7, therefore, we should start at $16 million. At 16 million, 17 million now. At $18 million with Alex Rotter now. At 18 million. At $18 million with Alex. At 18 million, 19 million now. 20. At 20 million. At 20 million. Back with Alex at 20. At $20 million.
This work was bought originally in 1987 for $2 million.
With Alex Rotter?
No.
At $20 million ahead of you here.
Not a bad return.
For $20 million. For the de Kooning masterpiece, for you for now.
My bid.
For now only, at 20 million with Alex Rotter. Ahead of you here. At $20 million. Fair warning in Hong Kong. Or in London.
The power of the pause.
At 20 million, Catherine, what should we do? I'll have to hurry you at some point. It is still with Alex. Give me a hint. Just say yes. At 20 million, it is with Alex and selling otherwise for $20 million against all of you in London, Christian and Giovanna, for $20 million. The de Kooning is sold. Congratulations.
Fantastic. Great auctioneering.
1790. Thank you, Alex. Moving on to lot number 8. Lot number 8, this beautiful 1941 portrait of Dora Maar, Femme dans un fauteuil, which was last exhibited at the landmark show Matisse Picasso at the 1945 V&A exhibition. And we should start here at $15 million, $16 million, at $16 million now.
In London, sir.
$17 million with Catherine Arnold at $17 million, at $17 million with Catherine Arnold now in London at $17 million. At $17 million.
17.5, sir.
17,500,000 with Barrett White at 17,500,000. At 17,500,000. Would you like 18, Catherine? At 18 million. 500,000. 19 million. 500,000. At 19 million 5, it is back with Barrett White in New York. And ahead of you, 20 million. New bidder with AC at 20 million. Ahead of both of you now. A new telephone.
20,500,000.
20,500,000. Next would be 21 if you want, at 20,500,000. It is with Barrett White. At 20,500,000. Would you like 21? 21 million.
21,500,000.
21,500,000. At 21,500,000. Back with Barrett. One more, I see. 22 million.
20. 22.
22,500,000. Back with Barrett White. At 22,500,000. $23 million. $23,500,000. At 23,500,000. One more.
Every bit carefully considered.
I'm holding. Don't worry.
It's stressful being a phone bidder.
24 million.
Please.
$24,500,000.
Aussie is a specialist in our Asian contemporary department.
All eyes on her.
At 24,500,000. I'm holding. At 24,500,000.
It's 24,500,000.
I'm holding. Don't worry. But we still need to go at some point. At 24,500,000. It is with Barrett White. Am I coming back? I'm holding, but we're gonna have to continue. I see. At 24,500,000. Would you like to bid? At 24,500,000. One more.
Adrian has to be fair to both.
I am.
It's a judgment call.
25 million.
That's great.
$500,000.
This is the drama we're talking about.
I see.
Yeah.
Are you still with us? At 25,500,000. We're going to have to get going.
Yeah.
At 25,500,000. Are we all through? Last chance. And selling otherwise.
Got it. 25,500,000.
For 25,500,000. You could have one more go if you wish. Selling otherwise. I see. At 25,500,000. Against you here in London. Are you out? At 25,500,000. It is yours, Barrett. Congratulations.
Thank you. 1721.
1721. Moving on to lot number 9. Lot number 9, the 1910 Sheila, which has a guarantee fully or partially financed by a third party who may be bidding on the lot and may receive a financing fee from Christie's. And we shall start at 850,000, 900,000, 950,000.
$1 million.
$1 million with Joanna Flom at $1 million.
Go.
At $1 million with Joanna Flom for the Sheila. At $1 million, it is $1,100,000.
1, 2.
1,200,000. at 1,200,000. It is back with you then, at 1,200,000 against the four of you, at 1,200,000, ahead of you in Hong Kong, at 1,200,000. Are we all through? At $1,200,000. Any more in London, selling otherwise for 1,200,000 to paddle 1791.
Thank you.
Lot number 10. The Nolde masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen, part of the Hebsmere series, 8 of which are already in museums. And we should start here at 4,500,000, 4,800,000. $5 million with Max Carter at $5 million. At $5 million with Max Carter at $5 million. For the Nolde, at $5 million it is. With Max Carter at $5,500,000. At $5,500,000 now. $6 million. At $6 million. It's back with Max for $6 million. At $6 million then. It is with you, against all of you here, for $6 million. And against you, Jesse. At $6 million it is, still with you, and I'm going to sell it.
6-1, sir.
Try 6-2, it's a round number. At $6 million, it is still with Max. Fair warning, it should be 6-5.
6-1, sir.
At $6,100,000.
This work
at
was
$6,000,001 then.
This work was purchased in 1994 for under $1 million.
It's
at
fabulous.
$6,100,000 with
C was
Jesse.
in Nolde's blood.
What are we doing? $6,000,001. It is back with Jesse, ahead of you, Max. What are we doing? One more. Selling otherwise. At $6,100,000 to Jesse Furtick against you, Maria, AC, and Alex for $6,100,000. Last chance in Hong Kong and London for $6,000,001. Sold 6-1.
Thank you, sir.
Stunning picture.
1783. Lot number 11. Lot 11, the masterpiece cover lot of this evening's sale, the 1967 Rothko, painted the same year as the famous Rothko Chapel series. And for this masterpiece, we shall start here at $20 million. At $20 million for the Rothko. At $20 million. At $20 million. At $20 million. At $20 million. At $22 million. At $22 million now. At $22 million. At $22 million. At $22 million.
It's a remarkable picture. It's been in the same collection for nearly 20 years. I think the artist only painted 5 canvases this year, 1967.
At $22
I think
million,
2 of
it's
those
ahead
were
of
in public
24
institutions.
million. At 24 million. At 24 million now. At 26 million. At 26. At 26 million. 28 million. At 28 million. No, it's now with Xin Li at 28 million. Still with you. At 28 million. At $28 million. Are you coming back in at 28 million? It is with Xin Li against all of you here for $28 million. Any advance on my right in Hong Kong, perhaps? For 28 million. We're still on my left with Xin Li against all of you in London. At 28 million. Cezanne, any more? Fair warning then. With Xin against all of you here at 28 million.
Are we bidding or not?
Maybe Alex Rotter.
Selling otherwise to Zin's telephone at $28 million. The Rothko is sold. Congratulations, Zin. And your paddle number is 1745. Thank you very much, Zen. Moving on to lot 12, the Joan Mitchell, 1958. And we should start here at 2,002,000, 2,004,000, at 2,004,000, 2,006,000 now, at 2,600,000, at 2,600,000 now, at 2,006,000, at 2,600,000. It's ahead of you here for 2,000,000.
2,008,000 in London.
2,800,000 with UC Pilkennan in London at 2,800,000 now, at 2,800,000 for the Mitchell, at 2,800,000. It is still with you, you see, in London, ahead of you in Hong Kong for $2,800,000, $3 million now, at 3 million, 3,000,002, at 3,200,000.
3,2, please, Adrian.
It's already 3,2, but I'll take 3,3 if you wish. At 3,002,000, at 3,200,000, at
3,004,000, please.
3,400,000, at 3,004,000. What shall we do? At 3,004,000, then it is back with you, you see, for 3,004,000 against all of you here. At 3,400,000.
President of Christie's.
Fair warning on my right for the early Mitchell at 3,400,000. Last chance, Sarah, at $3,400,000 and selling to UC in London for $3,400,000. Sold to you, UC.
Another artist whose market is on fire.
Such a beautiful picture standing in front of this, and it comes from such a wonderful collection in New York. Okay, Richard.
Lot 13, the Cezanne Still Life, masterpiece, for the first time at auction and with the same family since 1933, and for which the sister picture is at the Getty Museum. Property from the Etzel and Eleanor Ford House. And we should start here at 22 million, at $22 million, at 22 million.
24 in London, sir.
24 million. Straight away with Keith Gill at 24 million. At 24 million, then. It is with Keith Gill in London at 24 million, 25 million. At 25. At 26 million. At 26 million now. Back in London with Keith Gill at 26. At $26 million. It is with Keith now at 26 for the Cezanne. At $26 million. It's ahead of you here for $26 million for this Cezanne masterwork at $26 million. Fair warning to you, Jennifer. At 26 million, selling otherwise against you here in Hong Kong or online at $26 million. Okay. Last chance in New York at 26. Selling then for you, Keith. Congratulations, 26 million.
26. This painting comes from such a special place.
9024. Thank you, Keith. Moving on to lot 14. Lot 14, the Van Gogh Maternity, which was lately on loan at the San Diego Museum of Art. For lot 14, we should start here at 2,002,000, 2,004,000, at 2,400,000 now. At 2,004,000, at 2,004,000, 2,400,000 now. At 2,004,000. At 2,400,000.
2,500, sir.
2,500,000 with Olivier Camus at 2,500,000. Yes, it is. With you, welcome. At 2,500,000. At 2,500,000 for the Van Gogh. With you in London, 2,600,000 with a new bidder online at 2,600,000. At 2,600,000, say 2,700,000. At 2,600,000, it is with an online bidder now for 2,600,000. Olivier, it is against you. 2,700,000. At 2,700,000, it is back at King Street with Olivier Camus. Ahead of you online at 2,700,000. One more at 2,700,000. It is with Olivier for 2,700,000, 2,800,000. At 2,800,000 now. 2,900,000. At 2,900,000 with Olivier, 3 million. At $3 million.
3,1 in London.
3,100,000. No, it is with you then at 3,100,000. Still with you, Olivier. Ahead of 3,200,000 with a new bid online at 3,200,000. Would you like 3-3, Olivier? It is online against you now.
3-3 in London, sir.
3,300,000 with Olivier Camus at 3,000,003 against both of you online at 3,000,003. Would you like 3-4?
Part of a series that
At
included the
3,300,000.
potato eaters. Van Gogh considered one of his finest pictures.
It is back with Olivier, 3,400,000. Would you like 3-5, Olivier? Olivier?
3-5 in London, sir.
3,500,000. At 3,000,005. One more line at 3,000,005. It is back with Olivier at King Street. 3,600,000. At 3,600,000.
3-7 in London.
3,700,000. At 3,700,000 for the Van Gogh maternity. At 3,700,000. One more. At 3,700,000. Selling otherwise to Olivier Camus against you both online for 3,700,000. Are we sure? For 3,700,000 then, fair warning, and selling at $3,700,000. Congratulations, Olivier. And your paddle is 9007. Lot,
9007.
moving on to lot 16. Lot 16, ladies and gentlemen, the much-awaited Bolsena Site Twombly, one of the best of the series, certainly the best left in private hands. And we should start here at $24 million, at 24 million, 26 million, $26 million now, at 26 million, 28, at $28 million, at $28 million for the Twombly, at $28 million. At $28 million, $30 million. Barrett is first at $30 million, at $30 million with Barrett White now, at $30 million against all of you here. For now, at $30 million with Barrett.
Did you manage to get it on your?
At $30 million it is against all of you. At $32 million.
35.
35 million now. At 35, no, it's back with Barrett. At 35. At 35 million, it is with you, Barrett, against you, Joanna, at $35 million. Against all of you here for 35 million. At 35 million. Against you and you at $35 million. Against you, ahead of you in Hong Kong and London at $35 million for the Bolsena masterpiece. Are we all through here?
Formerly in the Saatchi collection.
I think this is one of all of our
35
specialist
then.
favorites pictures.
Selling to you, Barrett.
This is the one you take home.
Fair warning. Ahead of you online. And selling for $35 million. The Twombly is sold. Congratulations, Barrett. 1784. Moving on to lot 17, the Miro Le Cirque 1925 from the Dream Painting series. And we shall start here at 1,700,000, 1,800,000, 1,900,000, at 1,900,000 now. At 1,900,000, ahead of you here, at 1,900,000, at 1,900,000, at 1,900,000 now. At 1,900,000, at 1,900,000, ahead of you in London for 1,900,000. At 1,900,000 for the early Miro, at 1,900,000 against you in Hong Kong, at 1,900,000 early, are we all through? At 1,900,000, last chance online, at $1,900,000, fast at 1,900,000. On to lot 18, an invasion of privacy, the Ed Rouchet 1973, and we should start at 1,450,000, 1,600,000 now, at 1,600,000, 1,700,000, at 1,700,000 now, at 1,700,000, at 1,800,000 with Max Carter, at 1,800,000 now, at 1,800,000, 1,900,000 now, at 1,900,000, at 1,900,000. 2 million ahead of you. With Max at 2 million, but I'll take 2, Alex, if you want. At 2 million it is. With Max Carter.
Who won?
2,100,000. 2,200,000. 2,300,000. 2,300,000. 2,300,000 or 4. 2,400,000 at 2,400,000.
5, please.
2,500,000. At 2,500,000. It is with Alex. Max, are we all through? At 2,500,000.
You read the cataloguing right? Grass stains on canvas, this one.
255.
2,550. 2,600,000. No, at 2,600,000. Back with Alex Rodder. Ahead of you here. At 2,600,000 and selling for 2,600,000. Sold to 6.
Thank you, sir. 1709, please.
1709. Thank you, Alex. Moving on to lot 19, which is withdrawn. So we are moving on to lot 20. The Selmins, the Ocean, 1968, lot 20. And we should start here at 1,700,000, 1,900,000. That's 1,900,000 for the Selmins. At 1,900,000. At 1,900,000 now. At 1,900,000. At 1,900,000. At 1,900,000 for the Selmins. So ahead of you here for 1 million, not 2 million. At 2 million now. At $2 million.
This was just
At
in
$2
the
million.
great
It's all of you here
SF
for $2 million.
SF moment.
Are we all through? At $2 million. Fair warning then. 2,100,000 with Giovanna Bettazzoni, of course, at 2,100,000.
There she is.
At 2,100,000 with Giovanna.
No, no.
2,200,000.
2 million.
At 2,200,000.
No. I don't know.
Giovanna. At 2,200,000.
What do you want to do?
We hear you very well. So you just need to say 2-3. And that would be perfect. At 2,200,000. Giovanna. 2,300,000. At 2,300,000. It's back with Giovanna in 2,400,000. At 2,400,000.
Giovanna's such a pro. She's been doing this for 22 years.
Yeah.
At 2,400,000.
I love watching her.
So ahead of you here.
I'd want her on my side.
2,500,000. At 2,500,000. What should we do? No? It is with you then, Giovanna, at 2,500,000. And selling for 2,500,000 to Giovanna Bettazzoni in London against all of you here and in Hong Kong. For the Selmins at 2,500,000. Sold to 5, Giovanna.
What a jewel of a picture.
9032, sir. Thank you.
9032. Moving on to lot 21. The Monet property from the collection of Harris Whitmore, which was on extended loan at the Wadsworth Athenaeum. And for this painting from the Vernon series, we should start here at 2,800,000, 3 million. At 3 million, 3,200,000 now. At 3,200,000. At 3,200,000. At 3,200,000 now. At 3,200,000. 3,300,000, of course, with Joanna Simkowiak at 3,300,000. At 3,300,000. It is in New York, against you in Hong Kong, online and London for 3,300,000. With Joanna at 3,300,000. At 3,300,000. 3,400,000. 3,500,000. At 3,500,000. No, it is with Joanna Simkowiak at 3,500,000. 3,600,000.
This is such a great, this picture has such marvelous provenance.
Yeah, it's so important.
3,700,000.
Painted just a few miles from Monet's home in Giverny.
2,800,000. $2,900,000. No, for you then at $3,900,000 and selling to Joanna's telephone. Fair warning. It's against you here and on my right, and selling for $3,900,000. Last chance for $3,900,000. Sold, Joanna.
1751.
1751. Lot 22, the Blue-Period Picasso, work on paper, lot 22, and we should start you at 100,000, 120, at 120,000, at 120,000.
115 London.
150,000, at
180, sir,
180,000 with Michelle, at
200 in
200,000 with Giovanna Bertazzoni at 200,000. Against you, Michelle, at 200,000. At 200,000, it is with you now, Giovanna, against you, Michelle, for 200,000, ahead of you all in New York. At $200,000 for the Picasso. At 200,000, ahead of you online, at $200,000 only, and selling to the London telephone with Giovanna, last chance here, and in Hong Kong, for $200,000. Sold 200.
9013, sir. Thank you.
9013.
Only
Lot
20 really painted
23. Lot 23, the red curve, the 1982 Kelly, and we shall start here at 3,200,000, 3,500,000, 3,800,000, at 3,800,000, at 3,800,000, at 3,800,000, at 3,800,000 now. 4 million, of course, with Anna Maria Celis now, at $4 million. It is with Anna Maria Celis, at $4 million. At $4 million it is, with you here for 4,200,000. At 4,200,000 now. At 4,500,000. At 4,500,000. No, it is back with you then, at 4,500,000. Still with you at 4,500,000, and against the two of you here at 4,500,000. Still with Anna Maria Celis, our head of sale, and selling for $4,500,000. Last chance on my right, and here at $4,500,000. Yours it is, paddle 1766. Onto lot 24, second portrait of Dora of the sale, for the first time at auction, 1941. And we shall start you at $5 million, $5,500,000, $6 million, at $6 million, at $6,500,000, at $6,500,000, at $6,500,000 now, at $6,500,000, at $6,500,000. And you advance here at $6,500,000 then? I will
Say?
7 million, Jennifer, if you wish. At 6,500,000. Would you like 7? At 6,500,000?
7 in London.
7 million with Olivier Camus at 7 million. At $7 million. 7,500,000.
8 million.
8
please,
million.
sir.
At 8 million. Back with Jennifer Wright, ahead of you, Olivier. At 8 million.
That's Jennifer Wright from our client advisory. Looking beautiful this evening.
As always.
Would you like 8.5, Olivier? At $8 million, it is against you.
Of course, Dora was an
With
accomplished
Jennifer Wright,
artist and
Olivier.
surrealist photographer.
Are you out? With you then,
Not
and selling
Japanese, Picasso.
for $8 million. At 8 million it is. Last chance, Olivier. Sold 8 million.
Thank you. 1718.
1718. Thank you, Jennifer. Moving on to lot 25. This early St. Francis, which was executed a few years only after Francis discovered the Monet Water Lily series in Paris. And interest you, of course, at 1,200,000, 3, 4, 5, at 1,500,000, 1,600,000 with Barrett White, at 1,600,000, at 1,600,000 now, at 1,700,000, at 1,700,000, at 1,700,000 now, at 1,700,000,
1,750.
1,750,000 now. At 1,750,000, it's against you, Barrett, with Alex Rodder now, at 1,750,000. At 1,800,000 with Maria Löss, welcome, at 1,800,000.
50, please.
And 50. 1,900,000.
50.
And 50.
Two, please.
2 million.
50, please.
Alex,
Please, sir.
2,050,000.
You have to compromise.
2,100,000.
Don't let them fool you. They love Adrian. as auctioneer.
2,200,000.
Two, 250.
2,250,000. You're setting a precedent. What can I say?
3.
2,300,000.
Two, 350.
2,350,000.
This could take a while.
2,400,000.
Doesn't matter how we get there.
2,500,000.
26, please.
2,600,000. Mahia at 2,600,000.
He's so disappointed.
Are you 100% sure? At 2,600,000, it is with Alex Rotter and selling, no regrets, for 2,600,000. Are we sure? For $2,600,000 going away to Alex Rotter for 2,600,000. Last chance here. Sold to 6.
Thank you, sir. 1715.
1750. Thanks, Alex. Lot 26. The Twombly work on paper. And we shall start here at 1,900,000, 2 million, at $2 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 million. It's ahead of you here. 2,200,000, at 2,500,000, 2,500,000, at 2,500,000. Back with Alex Rotter at 2,500,000, 2,800,000 with Rachel at 2,800,000, at 2,800,000.
Yes.
At 2,800,000. Would you like 3? At 2,800,000.
Against them.
At 2,800,000.
One of my colleagues described the surface as very juicy, and I know exactly what they meant.
No.
3.
3 million.
It is a fabulous work.
At 3 million. Rachel, would you like one more? At 3 million. It is with Alex Rotter. Would you like to bid? At 2,200,000. Next would be 3,500,000, ideally.
You have 3-2.
I have 3,200,000, and I would take 3,500,000. At 3,200,000, it is with Rachel White. At 3,200,000.
Rachel talks so much about loving the Twombleys in the sale.
How many phones are we
Not surprised she's
300,000.
Alex is apologetic.
Would you like 3,400,000, Rachel? To be fair, at
You have to offer
3,300,000,
the split
it
bid.
is right now with Alex. At 3,300,000. Are you all through? You sure? 3,300,000 then, and selling against you online for the Twombly. At $3,300,000. At 3,300,000 it is yours. Congratulations, 3,300,000.
1710, please.
1710. On to lot 27. Bouche Mystérieuse for the Dali, lot 27. And we should start here at 750, 800,000 and 50 for 850,000. 900,000, of course, with Sarah Friedlander at 900,000 and 50. 1 million, 1,100,000, 1,200,000. At 1,200,000. It is with you now for 1,200,000 with Sarah. At 1,200,000 for the beautiful Dali. At 1,200,000 ahead of you in London for 1,200,000 and selling 1,300,000. New bidder online at 1,300,000. Would you like 1,400,000, Sarah? At 1,300,000. At 1,300,000 it is for you for now online for 1,300,000. At 1,300,000
50, please.
and 50. 1,350,000. at 1,350,000. Would you like to give it another go at 1,350,000? Otherwise, it's back in New York against you online at 1,350,000. Last chance and selling for $1,350,000. Sold 1,350.
1760.
1760. Lot 28, the Magritte from the Irma and Norman Bremen Art Foundation, this very early work from the Surrealist period, 1928. And we should start here at $3 million, at $3,200,000.
3.5,
At
sir.
$3,500,000, right away, with Jesse Fertig, of course, at $3,500,000 now. At $3,500,000, with Jesse, at $3,500,000. At $3,500,000. It is with Jesse,
3.6, please.
3,600,000 with Mahielos now at 3,600,000. At 3,600,000. 3,700,000 now. At
This is a
3,700,000.
portrait of his wife, Georgette.
Against both of you.
4, sir. Oh.
4 million. At 4 million, right away. With Jesse at 4 million.
And going to a
At
foundation.
$4 million.
A wonderful,
$4,200,000.
wonderful story. Again,
Absolutely.
supporting arts and culture in the Miami area.
At 4,200,000.
Very good cause.
At 4,200,000 then, it is with Mahielos, ahead of you in London, Olivier, at 4,200,000.
Gappers up.
4,400,000, of course, with Monsieur Camus in London now, Mahia, at 4,400,000. He had to bid.
Olivier, head of the Surrealist sale.
4.5, please.
4,500,000.
This is still too away.
4,600,000.
4.8, please.
4,800,000. 4,900,000. 5 million. 5,100,000.
5.2.
5,200,000. 5,300,000.
Olivier will want to win this.
5.4.
5,400,000. 5,500,000. At 5,500,000. With Olivier now. And selling for 5,500,000 to Olivier Camus in London with this early Magritte at 5,500,000. One more try, Maria. At 5,500,000.
Phone bid is in charge.
What should we do?
5.6.
5,600,000. 5,700,000. At
Great.
5,700,000, thank you, Maria. I think it's yours, Olivier, for $5,700,000. Sold.
Told you.
9006.
9006. Thank you both. Moving on to lot 29. The beautiful L'Empika, Les Deux Amis, which was shown at the 1930 Salon d'Automne exhibition in Paris. And we should start you at 4,500,000, at 4,500,000, 4,800,000 now, at 4,800,000, at 4,800,000, at 4,800,000 for the L'Empika, at 4,800,000 now, at 4,800,000, at 4,800,000. 5 million with Mahielos, the first one to come in, at 5 million now, at 5,500,000, at 5,500,000 now, at 5,500,000, at 6 million. Back with Margot now, at 6 million. Ahead of you here, at $6 million. At $6 million now, with Margot Rosenberg in New York, ahead of you here in London, at 6 million.
6.1, sir.
6 million it is. Still with you, Margot. It's only the beginning, Jesse. At 6 million. Would you like 6.5, Mahia?
6.5, please.
6,500,000. At 6,500,000. At 6,500,000. It is still with you, Mahia. At 6,500,000. Try something exactly. At 6,500,000. It is with Mahia Los. Fair warning. 6,800,000.
We set a new world record in
7
February in
million.
London. 16 million pounds.
You're getting there.
This work's been in the same collection since 1988.
7,100,000.
7.2.
7,200,000 with a new telephone with Jesse Furtick. At 7,200,000 now.
7.3, please.
7,300,000.
Her life was as glamorous as her pictures.
7.4.
7,400,000.
7.5.
7,500,000 with one of the 3 telephones.
7.6.
At 7,500,000 now.
Yes, sir.
7,600,000.
7.7.
7,700,000. At 7,700,000. At 7,700,000. With Mahielos against you, Jesse and Margot, no longer in London and Hong Kong, for $7,700,000. And selling
Just in time.
Would you like
for 7,700,000.
7.8, sir.
7,800,000.
7.9.
7,900,000. At 7,900,000. Back with Jesse. Go back with you. It is with you. With you. At 7.9.
We're all done.
Are we all through? At $7,900,000. Sold by 1758
There we go. Thank you. Wasn't so bad. All right. Thank you.
for 7.9. On to lot 30, the Stella, which is the first series he ever made using color, and one of the very rare complete series ever offered in the last 2 decades. And for this work, we shall start you at $5 million, $5,500,000, $6 million, at $6 million now, at $6 million, at $6 million, at $6 million, $6,500,000, of course, with Barrett White, at $6,500,000, at $6,500,000, $7 million, at $7 million now, at $7 million now, at $7 million, at $7 million now, at $7 million. At 7,200,000 with Sarah Friedlander. No, it's too late. It's with Sarah. At 7,200,000. At 7,200,000. With Sarah Friedlander's telephone now against both of you. At 7,200,000. 7,500,000. You better with Joanna Simkoviak. 7,500,000. 7 what?
7.3, please.
7,300,000. Why not? At 7,300,000. Would you like 7,400,000?
Is it actually painted with Benjamin Moore house paints?
Sarah.
Great advertisement.
At 7,300,000. At 7,300,000. It is with Joanna. Against both of
50,
you.
please,
And
sir.
50.
Stella painted a set which he gifted to Andy Warhol. I think that's now in the Brooklyn
400,000.
Museum.
This is the first one to come to market since 1997.
You can try. At 7,400,000. It's with Joanna Simkoviak. At 7,400,000. At 7,400,000. Sarah, what are we doing?
This is so early.
At
First
7-4,
works in
selling
colour.
otherwise. To Joanna's telephone, against both of you here. For $7,400,000. Sarah, you're out at 7-4. For you, 7-4.
1727.
1727. Lot 31, the Kelly, blue relief over white. And we shall start here at $2 million, $2,400,000, at $2,400,000, at $2,600,000 with Catherine Arnold in London, at $2,600,000 now. At $2,600,000, it is with you in London, at $2,600,000, at $2,600,000, $2,800,000 now. At $3 million. At $3 million, it's back with you, Catherine, in London, at $3 million, against both of you here for $3 million. At $3 million. It is with you then and selling in London for $3 million. Last chance. Sold $3 million.
Painted when Kelly was 89.
9015.
9015. The Jasper Johns, lot 32. Probably the artist's most important screen print. And we shall start here at 550, 650, 750. At 750,000 now. For 750. At 750,000 now. At 750,000. 800,000 with Alex Rudder now. At 800,000. 850 with Taylor at 850,000. 900,000 and 50. At 950.
1 million.
1 million and 50.
1-1.
1 and 50.
1-2.
1-2. For you then at 1,200,000. Last chance here at $1,200,000 ahead of you online and selling for 1,200,000. Sold 1-2.
Such an important print.
1796, please.
1796. On to lot 33. Ghost Money, the Bradford, one of the earliest works using reflecting surface material. And for this Bradford, we should start here at 4,200,000, 4,500,000. At 4,500,000, 4,800,000 with Christian Albu in London at 4,800,000. At 4,800,000, it is with you, Christian, in London at 4,800,000, 5 million, at $5 million now. At 5,500,000, back with Christian at 5,500,000, 6 million, at 5,600,000 with Anna Maria Celis, who's splitting a split bid at 5,600,000 then. Christian at 5,600,000. What should we do? At 5,600,000, it is still with Anna Maria Celis, ahead of you. Are you coming back? Or are you giving it to Anna Maria?
Bidding 5.7, please.
5,700,000.
No,
5,800,000. Christian? At 5,900,000. 6 million.
It's rare to see such a large-scale work. Access is so limited.
At 6 million now.
Yeah.
Christian? $6,100,000.
The title Ghost Money alludes to the marketing flyers that are targeted at working class neighborhood. Very socially conscious artist.
Out. At 6 million with Christian Albu. Thank you, Anna Maria. And selling to you in London, against you Hong Kong and New York for $6,100,000. Sold 6-1.
Well done, Christian.
And your paddle is
9010.
9010. Thank you, Christian. To lot 34 for the Basquiat, the portrait of Michael Patterson, 1984. And we should start here at $2,008,000, $3 million, at $3 million, at $3 million for the Basquiat. 3,200,000, of course, with Alex Rutter, at 3,200,000 for the monumental Basquiat, at 3,200,000, at 3,200,000 then, against all of you online, for 3,500,000. 3,600,000. At 3,700,000. At 3,700,000. At 3,700,000. It's against you at 3,700,000. Are we all through? At 3,700,000. I feel you want to try 50. I feel you want to try 50, Alex. At 3,700,000, last chance. At 3,700,000.
Wait, there's a bid now.
Eric, is that a bid?
Yeah.
And it's a bid of how much?
3,800,000.
2,800,000 with Eric Chang.
3,800,000.
2,800,000. It is with you now in Hong Kong.
3,800,000.
Thank you, Eric. At 3,800,000. It is for you then at 3,800,000 against you here, against you, Alex, at 3,800,000 now. With Eric Chang. A new telephone at $3,800,000. Fair warning in London. And selling for $3,800,000. Sold 3,800,000.
You know, Basquiat sold
To
his
paddle
first painting in
8809. Thank you, Eric.
for $200
Lot
to Debbie Harry.
35 is withdrawn. On to lot 36, Spring Call, one of the largest of the Target series. And for this 1961 work, we should start you at 1,892,000, 2 million. At 2,200,000, of course, with Joanna Flaum. At 2,200,000. At 2,200,000 now. At 2,400,000. 2,500,000. At 2,500,000. At 2,500,000. It is back with you for 2,500,000 against all of you on my right, and ahead of you here at 2,500,000. At 2,500,000. Fair warning then, and selling for 2,500,000. At 2,500,000. Last chance at $2,500,000. Sold 2,500,000.
It's yours.
Paddle 1778 for 2,500,000. On to lot 37. The Guston, the 1971 work, and we shall start here at 350,000, 380, at 380,000 for the Guston, at 380,000. Ahead of you here, 400,000 with Hazy, of course, at 400,000, 420,000, at 420, at 420,000, 450,000 with you in Hong Kong, at 450 with Francis Belin, at 450,000, 480,000 now, at 480, at 480, 500,000 ahead of you, Francis, with AC in New York. Would you like 550? At 5, no, it is in New York at 500, but I'll take 550.
550.
550,000. I see. Would you like 600? $580,000. 600,000. $620,000. $650,000. At 650, I see. One more.
Oof.
At 650, try 680 if you wish. At 650, it is with you, Francis, and selling for $650,000. At 650, would you like, yes, 660? Do you want 660, I see? 660,000, 660,000. 660, yes. Would you like it at 60 or not? Otherwise, we stay with Francis at 650. 660,000. Would you like 670, Francis? $670,000. I see. Are you all through? At $670,000 then,
Yep,
and
she
selling
tried.
to Francis in Hong Kong. 670.
8810.
8810. Lot 38, lost at sea. The condo. And which is such at 1,200,000, 3, 1,400,000 now. At 1,400,000, 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000 for the condo. At 1,500,000. Who will step in first? At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. At 1,600,000 now. At 1,700,000. At 1,700,000. At 1,700,000 now. For the condo, at 1,700,000 ahead of you online, and in London for 1,000,000.
1.8.
1,000,008 ahead of you, Eric,
Eight.
at 1,000,008, but I'll take 1,000,009 if you want. I have 1,000,008 just ahead of you in New York with Rachel White. 1,900,000 with AC. Do you want 2 million, Eric, before someone else takes it? At 1,000,009. Rachel, at 1,000,009. It is with AC now, against both of you. At 1,000,009. At 1,900,000. It is with IC. At 1,900,000. Against you, Eric. Against you, Rachel. For the large condo.
George Condo actually worked in
Bidding,
Andy
please.
Warhol's factory
2 million.
early on in his career.
$2,100,000.
Christie just set the record for condo this summer in our one sale out of our Hong Kong sale room.
At 2,100,000. Would you like 2, Rachel? At 2,000,001, I have to hurry you. Selling otherwise for $2,100,000. Give me a hint. Yes or no?
Oh, you do?
At 2,000,001. At $2,100,000. Stay with me. Sold to you, AC at 2,000,001, to paddle 1794. On to lot 39, 1925 Léger. And for this composition, we should start you at $1 million. At $1 million only. At $1 million, 1,100,000. At 1,100,000 for the Léger. At 1,100,000. At 1,000,001 against all of you online. At 1,100,000 now. At 1,100,000. At 1,100,000. Any more here? At 1,100,000. Are we all through? At 1,000,001. At 1,200,000. At 1,200,000. 1,300,000. At 1,300,000 now. At $1,300,000. Are we all through? Ahead of you in Hong Kong for $1,300,000 against you, Jackie. At 1,300,000. Passed at 1,300,000. Lot 40. Liechtenstein's Red Barn, the sister painting of which is at the Ludwig Museum in Cologne, formerly with Castelli and Bayer. And for this, we shall start here at 2,800,000, at 2,800,000, at 2,800,000, 3 million, at $3 million now, at $3 million against all of you here, at 3 million, at $3 million for the Liechtenstein, at $3 million.
Is it? 3-1.
At 3,100,000. Nope, it's with Alex at 3,200,000. 3,400,000.
3-5.
3,500,000. At 3,600,000.
3-7.
2,700,000. At 3,700,000. It is with Alex and selling for $3,700,000. Are we all through here? With Alex Rudder. Against you, Joanna, at 3,700,000, last chance online in London and Hong Kong for $3,700,000. Sold, 37.
Sir. 1709, please.
1709. Thank you, Mr. Rodder. Lot 41. Lot 41, La Poule, the Picasso from the Springfield Museum, sold to support acquisitions and collections care. Lot 41. And we should start here at $1,800,000, $1,900,000, $2 million. At $2 million now. At $2 million. At $2 million. 2,100,000 again. 2,000,001 with Alex Rodder at 2,200,000 now. At 2,200,000. At 2,200,000. 2,300,000. 2,400,000. 2,500,000. And 50. 2,600,000. No, for you then at 2,600,000. At 2,600,000. Are you sure? At 2,600,000.
I'm sure.
For this wonderful picture with Alex against Cezanne and Joanna for $2,600,000. Last chance in London, Edmond.
Bidding?
2,700,000. A new telephone. Would you like to wait? At 2,700,000.
Wait.
2,800,000.
This has been hanging at the museum since 1973.
At 2,800,000. One more.
In this period, he used to paint late at night.
2,800,000.
with really
Rachel,
bright
give me a hint.
illumination.
At 2,800,000, selling otherwise
see
to
that
Alex
here.
Rodder's telephone for 2,800,000. Yes or no? At 2,800,000. It is still with you, Alex. 2,900,000. 3 million.
It's a period when he really concentrated on sculpture, and I think that comes across.
At $3 million. Rachel, what shall we do? At 3 million, it is with Alex Rodder. Fair warning. 3,000,001 or 2?
3-2, please.
3,200,000. Would you like 3,500,000, Alex? Or at 3,200,000 now. At 3,200,000. It is now with you, Rachel. It's worth the fight. 3,300,000. At 3,300,000. At 3,300,000. Rachel? At 3,300,000. Yes or no? Are you still with me? At 3,300,000, or try 3,400,000? Would you like to try 3,400,000? 3,400,000.
No, we need some time.
Of course. At 3,400,000.
$3,500,000.
2,500,000. $2,600,000. At 3,600,000. With Rachel White, you've both had your share of time and selling for $3,600,000.
Very expressive bidder, Alex.
One more.
You feel
at
like you're on the phone with
3,600,000.
him.
Thank you, Alex. Selling to you, Rachel, for $3,600,000. Congratulations. Panel 1729. The Pollock 1951 work on paper, lot 42, and 240, 60, 280,000 at 280,000 now. at 280,000. For the Pollock at 280,000. 300,000 with Max Carter at $300,000 for the Pollock. At $300,000 then, against all of you here, at 320,000. At 320, 340,000. No, for you then, at 340,000. Fair warning here online and selling to Max for $340,000. 360,000, a new bidder, and 50 with Sarah Friedlander, 350. If you wish to bid 360 Max, you can at 350,000, 360,000.
This used to be owned by Hans
370
Nemeth,
only if you're quick, Sarah.
who took all
Otherwise,
those fantastic
it is
photos
for you
of Pollock.
at $360,000. 370,000. 380,000.
Each sheet of the paper was
At
specially made for Pollock.
380,000 with Max Carter against you, Sarah. For the Pollock.
No, it's against us.
At 390,000. 400,000. At
The Nemeth photographs
$400,000.
really
Still
served
with Max
to
Carter.
educate the
Ahead of you, Sarah.
public about this amazing artist.
And selling 420,000.
430.
430,000.
This work was also included in Pollock's 67 Moment exhibition.
Yeah, real landmark show, yeah.
At 430,000. Have to hurry you, Sarah. Selling otherwise, 2 Max for $430,000. 440,000.
It's 440.
Subtly applied
450,000. $460,000. 470,000. At 470,000. With Max, 480,000. At $480,000, selling to you, Sarah. Against you, Max, for $480,000. Sold for 80.
1793. Thank you.
1793. Thank you both. On to lot 43. The Picasso is still live, lot 43. And 4,585 million at $5 million now. At $5 million. At $5 million. At $5 million. Against you all here for $5 million. At $5 million only. At $5 million for the large Picasso. At $5 million. Any advance? About $5 million. At $5 million, it's against you here. At $5 million, are we all through? At $5 million, last chance here and online for the Picasso. $5 million it is. Passed at $5 million. Onto the Jeff Koons Dolphin, lot 44, part of this, his inflammable series, lot 44. And we should start here at 1,200,000, 1,300,000, 1,400,000 now. At 1,400,000, at 1,400,000, at 1,400,000 for the Dolphin, at 1,400,000. At 1,400,000 now.
His first debut
At
as part of the
1,400,000, it's
Popeye
against both of
series.
you here. At 1,400,000. At 1,500,000 now. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000.
Such
Against
incredible
you, at
craftsmanship on this.
1,500,000. Any more in London? or here at 1,500,000 for the dolphin. Fair warning here at $1,500,000 for the coons. Last chance online at 1,500,000. Passed at 1.5. On to lot 45. The Richard Prince, Nurse for Mercy's Mission, lot 45. And 1,234,000 at 1,500,000. At 1,500,000 now. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. 1,600,000 with Sarah Figlander at 1,600,000. At 1,700,000 now. 1,800,000. At 1,800,000. It is back with you at 1,800,000. Ahead of you here at 1,800,000. At 1,800,000. At 1,800,000. It is with you, Sarah. At $1,800,000. Fair winning in Hong Kong and London for $1,800,000. Last chance, Maria. 1,900,000. A new telephone. 2 million.
You know, his first Show of the Nurse series was in 2003, and they were priced at $50,000 to $60,000 each, and not all of them sold.
Now they're his most sought after.
Yeah. What was I doing in 2003? Not buying one of these, I think.
At 2,200,000. $2,300,000. $2,400,000.
It struck me how topical this is with the mask.
It's also a good scale. We could even hang it in our home.
Yes. Very prescient.
At 2,500,000. It's back 2,600,000.
Glad to have Sarah Friedlander back. Phone bidding. You can see her face light up. She's just come back. Had a young son this year.
Yeah.
Runs our, is the deputy chairman of our
at
department.
2,600,000. What would you like to do? It is back with Sarah and selling for $2,600,000 against you, Elaine. At 2,600,000, last chance in Hong Kong at $2,600,000. Sold to you, 1760. The Van Gogh, the second Van Gogh of the sale, ladies and gentlemen, lot 46, the View of the Hague, and 450,000. At 450, at 450,000, at 500,000 with Jesse Fertig ahead of you online at 500. Would you like 550? At 500, 550,000 back from Illinois. At 550 against both of you here. 600,000, a new telephone with Sian Chatko at 600. Would you like 650? 650,000 ahead of you. I see. At 650 against 3 telephones with you online. 700,000 back with Sian. At 700,000, I have 4 telephones now. At 700,000, who would say 750? With you, I see. At 750. At 750, who was that?
This is what an auctioneer loves.
800,000 with Catherine Arnold in London. Welcome back at 800,000 now. Against the 4 of you in New York and against you in Illinois. At 800,000 at King Street. 850,000 with Sian Chatko now. At 850, would you like 9? At 850,000. Is with Sian Chatko one more? Either of you at $850,000. And selling otherwise. I see. Are you done? For 850,000 against you, Jesse, and selling then for $850,000. Give me a nod, Catherine. Just say yes at 850, selling otherwise. To Sian Chatko's telephone. That's a no. Sold to you, Sian, 850. 1749. Lot 47. Les Falaises près de Dieppe, the Monet, which has been in the same private family for over 50 years. And we should start you at $1 million. At $1 million for the money, 1,100,000. At 1 million, 1 million two with Giovanna Bertazzoni at 1 million two. At 1,200,000, of course, at 1 million two in London. 1 million three. With Max Carter now, back in New York, Giovanna, at 1,300,000. At 1,003,000. Any more in London? 1,400,000. A new bid online at 1,400,000. 1,500,000. At 1,500,000.
This
At
picture's been in
1,500,000.
private hands for 50 years.
With Max Carter now.
Unsurprising. It's gorgeous.
50.
And 50. With Alex Rodder at 1,550,000. Against both of you now.
Bidding.
1,600,000. Let me guess.
50.
And 50.
Such contrasting bidding styles.
Bidding.
1,700,000.
50.
And 50.
Bidding.
1,800,000. At 1,800,000. It is with Max. Alex, are you all done? For $1,800,000, last chance here, online and in London, and selling to you, Max, for 1,800,000.
Thank you, sir. 1731.
1731. Lot 48 is withdrawn. On to lot 49, the Martin, 1985. And we shall start here at $2 million, at 2 million, 2,000,002, at 2,200,000 now, at 2,200,000. For the Agnes Martin, at 2,200,000, at 2,200,000 now, at 2,200,000. Ahead of you here for 2,200,000, and against you standing at 2,200,000, at 2,200,000. Any more here? It's against you in London and Hong Kong for 2,200,000 only. Are we all through? At 2,200,000, last chance here. At 2,400,000 with Eric Chang. Is that a bid? Yes. No? Yes. Are you bidding, Eric? Yes. 2,400,000. 2,400,000 with Eric Chang. Cecily at 2,400,000 now with Eric in Hong Kong for 2,600,000.
Please.
2,700,000. At 2,750,000. At $2,750,000. 2,800,000. No, back with you, Eric, for $2,800,000. Are we all through? Against you in London and online with Eric Chang in Hong Kong for $2,800,000. Are we sure? At 2,800,000, then it is for you, Eric. Sold 2,800,000. Paddle 8807. Lot number 50. Lot number 50. We now have lot 50, the Picasso, which contains a guarantee and third-party guarantee symbol in your catalog. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, lots 11 and 16 in the sale also had a guarantee that were fully or partially financed by third party who may have been bidding on the lot and may receive a financing fee from Christie's. Back to the Joueur de Flûte, the Picasso, 1965, inspired from Spanish Baroque tradition. And for this large picture, we should start here at 3,500,000, 3,800,000, at 3,800,000.
4 million in London.
$4 million with Olivier Camus. Welcome back in London at $4 million now. At $4 million. Against you online at $4 million for the large Picasso with Olivier Camus. At $4,200,000 now. 4,500,000. At 4,500,000, it is back with you in London at 4,500,000 now. And ahead of you online at 4,500,000. Any more in Hong Kong? It is with you then, Olivier, at King Street and selling for $4,500,000. Are we all through? Margot and Jennifer for $4,500,000 to you, Olivier. I see. No? Sold for 5.
9025.
9025. Lot 51, the Statue of Liberty, Andy Warhol. And we should start you at 750,000, 800,000, at 800,000, and 50 for 850,000 for the Andy Warhol, at 850,000 only, at 850,000 against all of you online for 850,000. Who will come in first? At 900,000. At 900,000. At 900,000 only. Yes, against you here for $900,000. Last chance online and in Hong Kong for the Warhol at 900,000. Fair winning here. Passed at 900. On to lot 52. The beautiful Renoir still life from the collection of Richard and Billy Lou Wood. Lot 52. We have about 22 telephones on this picture, and we should start you at 550,000, 600,000, at 600,000. 650,000 with Eric Chang in Hong Kong. At 700,000 with Elaine Holt. At 700,000, everything is going on in Hong Kong. 750, Eric, perhaps? 750,000. Would you like 800, Elaine? 800,000. Say 850, Eric. At 800,000, 850,000. 80 in New York.
850.
It's already 850, but I'll take 900 with pleasure. At 850, it is now 900,000. A new bidder with Giovanna Bertazzoni at 900,000. Who will say 950? At $900,000.
950 Hong Kong.
950,000. Back with Elaine Holt.
1 million in London.
$1 million. It is ahead of you, I'm afraid. With me. Thank you, Taylor. In the book at 1 million. 1 million one with Elaine Holt in Hong Kong at 1 million one against the 5. 1,200,000 back in London.
1-3, sir.
1,300,000. A new bidder with Jesse Fertig at 1 million
1 million for Hong Kong.
1,400,000 back with Elaine Holt at 1 million 4.
Bidding, sir.
1,500,000. At 1,500,000. At 1,500,000. Against you here. At 1 million.
Bidding Hong Kong 1.6.
1,600,000. A new telephone in Hong Kong at 1,600,000. At 1,600,000 with Julia. Are you coming back, Elaine or Jesse? At 1,600,000. Or Eric.
Bidding, sir.
1,700,000. Back with Jesse in New York. Would you like 1,800,000?
1.8.
1,800,000. At 1,800,000. It is back.
1,850, sir.
1,850,000.
1.9.
1,900,000. And 50.
$2 million.
$2 million.
We haven't seen a still life from before
$2 million.
1900
Back with
in a
Julia
very long
in Hong
time
Kong.
by Renoir.
I'm not surprised this is attracting
At
bidding
$2
from
million.
around the world. I mean, who wouldn't want such a gorgeous picture?
2,100,000.
$2.15 million.
150,000.
It's actually very modern the way that he's actually cut off the subject that actually extends beyond the edge of the picture.
You've tried hard, thanks, Jesse. At $2,150,000. It could still be yours at $2,150,000. Last chance.
2-2, sir.
2,200,000.
It's okay to change your mind before the gavel goes down.
That's Jesse Fertig, who is the head of our
At
evening sale.
2,200,000. Would you like 2,250,000, Julia?
Bidding against Julia Hu, our general manager of Christie's China.
Okay, 225.
2,250,000. Jesse, you've come so far. At 2,250,000. You're pretty close. 2,300,000.
Adrian is so persuasive. I feel like putting up my hand myself.
Julia, one more. At $2,300,000. Are we sure? Selling to Jesse otherwise? For $2,300,000, last chance. At $2,300,000 it is. Congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you, sir. 1705.
1705. Lot 53, the Cecily Moret en hiver. Lot 53 and 700,000 starts me here for 700,000 and 50 at 750,000. At 750,000 only for the Cecily. At 750, 800,000 now. At 800,000. At $800,000. It's against you here for $800,000. Any advance online for $800,000 only for the Cecily. Against you all here for $800,000. Any more? At 800,000, are we all through? Fair warning online for $800,000 only. Last chance in London and Hong Kong for 800,000. Passed at 800. Lot 54, the Van Gogh Still Life, and 950,000 suspect for 950,000, 1 million, at $1 million now. At $1,100,000, at 1,000,001, at 1,100,000, at 1,100,000. Any advance above 1,000,001 for 1,200,000, at 1,200,000 now. So against you here for 1,200,000. Fair warning online at $1,200,000. Last chance Barrett and Joanna for 1,200,000. Passed at 1,200,000 until at 55. The Vuillard, which was on extended loan at the Getty Museum, and we should start at 450,000, 500,000, at 500,000, at 500,000, at $500,000 for the Vuillard at 550, at 550,000 now. Any advance in London at 550,000. At 550, are we all through? At 550, pass at 550. La Femme au Bas Bleu, lot 56. And for this early Picasso, which was in the same collection for over 50 years. And we should start here at 650, 750, at 750,000 now. At 750,000. 800,000 with you, Edmond, in London. I saw you at 800,000 with Edmond Français in London now. At 800,000 it is with Edmond in London. 850,000 online.
We have so many lots that have been in the same collection for so many years.
Yes.
This one, 50 years.
900, was that 900? 900,000, 950,000 already ahead of you online. Would you like 1 million, Edmond?
Only 20 when he painted it.
$1 million. $1,100,000. Edmond. At 1,100,000, it is with you online. Thank you, Edmond. And selling against the three of you here for the online bidder at 1,150,000.
Oh.
And 50, the Rotter bid at 1,150,000.
He's the split bid master.
At 1,150,000. At 1,200,000. At 1,200,000, it is with you online.
That's all I had.
And it's still good enough. Thank you very much.
Very
And
honest.
selling to you to paddle 3048. Congratulations to our online bidder at 1,200,000. onto lot 57. Ladies and gentlemen, Le Fantasque, this early 1952 Dubuffet. Lot 52. And we should start here at 350,000, 380,000, 400,000, at 400,000, at 420,000 now, at 420, at 420,000 now. It's ahead of both of you for 420,000. At 420,000 for the Dubuffet. Cezanne, are you tempted? At 420,000, you're about to give it a go. Against you, Con, at $420,000. Anna Maria Celis, against you here, last chance, Maria. Online for the early Dubuffet. Edmond, no, at 420 then, last chance. At 420, passed at 420, onto lot 58. La Panthère à l'affût, this beautiful Bugatti Formula owned by Louis Tiffany. Lot 58, Panthère à l'affût, and we should start here at 600,000, 650,000, 700,000 with Max Carter at 700,000 now, at 700,000, 750,000, at 750,000, 800,000, back with Max Carter now, at 800,000. It is with Max Carter, the Bugatti, at 800,000. Against you, Jesse, at 800,000, ahead of you online.
Bidding in London.
850,000. Thank you, Tessa. At
900.
900,000. Back with Max Carter. Would you like 950, Tessa? At 900,000 then, still with you, Max. And selling for $900,000. Last chance, Cezanne. And selling at 900,000 to Max Carter in New York. It is for you.
Thank you, sir. 1728.
1728. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Last but not least, lot 59, the much awaited great T.rex stand.
Okay. Here we go, Richard. The grand finale. We're delighted to introduce our Deputy Chairman, Tash Perrin, who will be the auctioneer for tonight's final lot. I have to say I'm delighted that Adrian and Tash can share this exciting stage tonight.
I have to say, I was completely blown away by Stan. I did not expect to have such a visceral reaction when standing in front of him. Maybe I've just watched Jurassic Park one too many times.
It looks like Tash is ready, so let's hand it over to her.
Hailing from the Hell Creek Formation in South Dakota, created by Mother Nature, Stan is one of the most seen and most studied T-Rexes of all time. Please note the successful bidder of this lot will be offered a license from the consignor for certain intellectual property rights. However, such rights will not include the ability to produce three-dimensional reproductions or to sale-related merchandise online. This majestic masterpiece, who is 67 million years old, is the king of the dinosaurs and is our final lot for this evening, lot number 59. And where should we start? How about $3 million? At $3 million. Who would like to jump in? At $3 million.
Bidding in London.
Bidding in London, thank you very much. Keith, I heard your dulcet tones. Keith has the bid at $3 million. $3,200,000. Thank you very much. With Barrett,
5, please, in London.
3,500,000. Michelle has the bid now at 3,500,000.
3,000,008, please.
I heard Keith Gill first at 3,000,008, just ahead of you, Barrett, at 3,000,008. $4 million. Barrett now has it at 4 million. Against both of you in London.
Bidding, please.
4,200,000. New place with Rachel White Young at 4,200,000. 4,500,000.
4,005,000, please.
4,500,000 I have already here, Keith. Would you
Bidding,
like
please.
4,800,000 now here. Would you like 5, Keith?
5, please. 5, please.
5 I took with Keith at $5 million. At 5 million. Who would like 5.5?
Bidding.
5,500,000 now with Rachel at 5.5.
6, please.
$6 million. Thank you very much. Keith still has it at 6.
Bidding.
6,500,000 back with Rachel at 6.5.
7, please.
$7 million. Thank you very much. Back with Keith at 7 million. 7.5. Barrett White now is jumping
we're
in
approaching the figure of
at 7.
Sue.
8,
Sue.
please.
$8 million.
Sue sold for $8.4 million in 1997.
8.5. Back
There
with
we
Bear
are.
at 8.5. At $8.5 million.
Stan beats Sue.
9, please.
$9 million. Keith continues on. Was there from the start. $9 million now. Keith holds the bid at $9 million. Waiting patiently for our phones here in New York. $9 million is with Keith Gill. Checking in with you in Hong Kong. $9 million is here at $9 million.
Did you read the description? He had a broken neck during his
Any
lifetime.
more?
Puncture wounds on the jaw.
The bid is with Keith Gill.
And yet he still has 188 of his 300 bones.
He didn't lose them all.
$9,500,000. This time with James Hislop.
10 million, please.
$10 million. You're side by side in London. 10 is the bid with you. James, would you like 11?
11, please.
11 million.
James has been working on this on Stan,
Keith,
bringing
would you
him
like
to
12?
market for 2 years.
Yeah.
You take 11.5.
Of course I will. 11,500,000 is your bid.
Apparently what makes Stan and Sue special
At
is that they're all
11.5.
one animal. They're not assembled.
12 is next. Looking to you, James. 11.500,000 is the bid.
12, please.
12 million.
12.5, please.
12,500,000. It's between Keith Gill and James.
$13, please.
$13 million is bid.
13.5, please.
13,500,000. Still both bids are in London against my colleagues here in New York. At 13.5. James, 14? Yes? 14 million.
14.5.
14,500,000. 15 is next.
15.
15 million here, just ahead of you, James. Alex Rotter has decided to jump in at 15 million.
Back with 15.5.
15,500,000. At 15.5 against both of you now.
16, please.
16 million.
To think in times past, these were being traded between
16,500,000.
museums, and now here it is.
Back with Keith.
Contemporary
James and
sales.
Alex, who will give me 17? At 16.5. At 16.5. James, try 17.
17, please.
17 is bid.
17.5.
17,500,000. James? 18?
18, please.
18 is bid. At
18.5.
18,500,000. 19 is next. At 18.5.
19, please.
19 million. Keith, should we round it up?
19.5.
19.5. Bid is still here at 19.5. James?
20.
$20 million
Thank you.
is here with Alex Rotter against both of you now in London.
25, please.
Wow.
0.5, just to be clear.
Oh,
We got very excited here in New York. At 20,500,000, thank you. I will take that at 20,500,000.
that was worth clearing up.
Who would like 21? At 20,500,000, still with Keith. Maria, you coming in? It's at $20,500,000.
21, please.
21 million.
21.5, please.
21,500,000. Keith's telephone is here. James, 22.
Named for Stan, the paleontologist who found him in
$22 million
1987.
now.
22.5, please.
Thank you, Keith.
I wonder if he
James,
immediately knew what
23.
he'd stumbled
Shall we
across.
try? Still with Keith at 22.5. Don't think we're quite through here in New York yet either. At $22,500,000.
If James brought this in, he'll really want to
Still with you, Keith.
win this one.
23, please.
23 million now with James.
23.5.
23,500,000. James?
There's a certain symmetry to bringing an object in and finding the buyer.
Finding its
At 23,500,000. Are you coming back? Bid is here with Keith Gill at 23,500,000. James, give me a yes or no verbally at $23,500,000.
24, please.
24
Of
million.
course he had to bid. Where are you going to find another one?
Exactly.
Well, in the desert, I guess, but
Keith, you've been consistent this whole time.
Let's say 24.5, please.
Of course you are. 24,500,000. At 24,500,000. 25 is next. It's at 24,500,000. James? Verbally, yes or no?
25.
25 million with Alex Rotter.
Alex is like a shark. He
Here with Alex.
25.5, please.
25.5. He's consistent. At 25.5.
For those in New York, you can come see Stan in our window on 49th Street between 5th and 6th.
That's right.
He'll be
At
here through the end of the month.
25,500,000. James or Alex?
26, please.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely,
26
come and say
million.
hello.
You'll never guess my next bid.
I'm trying to imagine. 26,500,000? Happy to take that. Thank you very much. 26,500,000. James, are you coming back?
I'm rooting for James.
At
global battle for Stan.
$26,500,000. Keith still holds the bid, waiting for a last-minute entry here in New York. Otherwise, it is at $26,500,000.
27, please.
27 million. Keith, you have come this whole way this way. 27.5. Keith, bated breath.
Can I try 27.1, please?
Oh.
Really? At 27.
Yes, really. Sorry, 27.1, please.
$27,100,000 because you have come this whole way at $27,100,000.
It's all at the auctioneer's discretion.
James, ball's in your court.
27.2, James.
We're all waiting with bated breath. $27,100,000. Talk to me, James.
My money's on Alex now.
Keith is looking quite anxious. He's getting his paddle ready. $27,100,000 is the bid. Yes or no would be nice.
$27.5, please.
Worth the wait.
That is a power move.
$27,500,000. Keith, let's try 28, shall we? We've come this far. It's at $27,500,000 with James Hislop. $27,500,000. Fair warning. Keith,
Afraid to say I'm out.
you're out. Thank you very much for your bids. We really appreciate them. It is at $27,500,000. Checking with Barrett,
That was a
checking on
battle.
this side. Maria, Alex, we're all through?
You feel sorry for Keith's client.
Are we through?
Hey, hammer's coming down.
Okay, $27,500,000. Fair warning. Last chance to you here. Last chance, Hong Kong. Keith, thank you very much for your bids. I am happy to sell this. James Hislop's bidder for $27,500,000. And sold. Thank you very much.
Paddle 9020, Tash.
Thank you very much, James. Well, that concludes this evening's sale. Thank you very much for joining us. And to those of you joining us online, thank you very much. We've appreciated you being with us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Bonnie and Richard, back over to you.
Good.
Wow, what a show, Richard. An exciting evening.
Really nice.
It was an exciting evening, wasn't it, Richard?
It sure was. What a grand finale. And now we know the price, current price of a T.rex. $27,500,000. Incredible.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We invite you to join us for 2 additional sales that we're holding this week. Tomorrow, our day sale of post-war and contemporary art, and on Thursday, our day sale of Impressionist and modern art. You can stay up to date on all of Christie's upcoming sales globally on Christie's.com.
Now, I think our tech team has assembled a great video of tonight's highlights, so let's take a look back at all the action. Looking at this, what strikes me is not just the immersive technology, not just the world records, but all the backstories behind each work. And all these timelines have led to Rockefeller Center tonight for one brief moment. And now these amazing objects have added a new chapter to their histories. They're off to the 4 corners of the globe. And next week, our colleagues will be back at their desks, continuing preparation for the next sales. So mark your calendars.
Thank you for watching. Good night.